What's going on, guys? Kyle Pursley here with some amazing value on building momentum. Now, I thank you all so much for being patient. This video is supposed to be done on Friday. I did have a couple deaths that happened in my life, and I needed to handle some of that. So I've been kind of distant online. And so I just wanted to go and take the time to recuperate and make sure that I could continue to give you all value. All right. So yeah, I made a post on Facebook and all the other platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, um, and other platforms. I forget sometimes. But the idea here, guys, is I was letting you know that I was going to create a video that could help carry momentum. The reality is, guys, people can build momentum pretty easily. For example, you can be on in your weekend and you're creating, maybe some to-do lists for the week, or maybe you are creating a workout plan for you to follow, or things like this. And the reality is, guys, what you can do to help not just build momentum, but carry it on through long periods of time is these probably three simple practices. The first practice is, first and foremost, yes, build your plan. Build your plan out. And after you've built this plan out, okay, let's do a workout as an example. I got this idea from Chewy. He helps me out with jujitsu and mixed martial arts over at Derby City Mixed Martial Arts here in Louisville, Kentucky. You probably heard of him if you're on YouTube and you do jujitsu. You probably know who I'm talking about. The reality is, I had to spend some time away from training, just a few months, nothing crazy, but it was to grow my business. And when I was growing my business, I had to sacrifice a few things. And one of those things, sadly, was going to the gym, at least the jujitsu gym. I was still running, lifting, but actually training mixed martial arts is something I really, really like doing. I wasn't there. And so I created my workout plan. I gave it to him. I was like, hey, man, like, what do you think? Because, throughout these 4 or 5 years, I've done nothing but just show up to the gym, not really had a plan in place. So what happened was, I had the opportunity to run it by him, and I got some clarity on some things. So first and foremost, I like jujitsu, like kickboxing, lifting, and running for the most part. Okay. And, for me just to hop in cold turkey like that would set me up for failure in the long term, because I'd be super tired, couldn't be there for my family or my business. So we started out with making sure I can build up to 4 times a week in jujitsu while I'm like running or lifting on the days off. It's called like a deload week, or deload time when I'm lifting and running. And what's going to happen is I'll be able to pretty much build in pillars, right? Just like in business, you have your sales processes, your marketing processes, your business processes, all that good stuff. So first and foremost, the first practice is make your plan and um, start off a little bit slower due to expectations, and a way to build you up really quick. Now, there is a time and place for burning all the ships and just going all in and just not looking back. That's time and place. But we're just focusing on building and carrying momentum in the long term. All right, so that's the first thing. The second thing, all right, guys, is making sure you have your daily, weekly, monthly tasks. I've talked about this in past trainings before with my students at the VIP agency with Douglas James, and where we help pretty much everyone off the street pretty much take them and turn them into marketing agency owners. Okay, we've taught over 300 people, and the thing is, we're taking people that worked a 9 to 5 and turned them into an entrepreneur, right? And there's no managers; they have to have some type of thing in place. So let me be vulnerable with you all here in a sec here right now. I have this document up. I just have a couple of tasks I do on the daily. I have to update some of this stuff, but the reality is I have some X's on where the things I do, what I do, and what I don't do. For example, like um, it's about time for me to get better at tracking my weekly progress. I've been tracking my daily progress, and I think if I track my weekly progress, I won't necessarily be as hard on myself potentially, but I can only see this because um, this is the reality. This is what I'm doing. So I'm on the second week of my 8th month of just simply tracking my weeks on doing, looking at my personal goals, posting online, adding people to my group, um, and also leveling up my associations, practicing gratitude, and working out and all that good stuff. The reality is, I think the most important one actually to start your day is the gratitude, because it ultimately changes your perspective on just your whole entire day, how you approach the day. It's just different. Okay. It helps you kind of pause and just realize, what are you grateful for? It's really easy for us to continue to just be in a funk, right? So we're talking about building momentum. Now we're kind of moving to the process of carrying momentum in all areas of our life, right? So if you're in sales, maybe you have objection handling practice. Lots of things come up in your brain, so you may need a brain dump. Hang out with people you love and care about. Always look to level up your circle. Make sure you're healthy. Make sure you're investing into yourself and continuing to market your business and grow your online presence while being self-aware of your day-to-day goals. And then you have, more of the macro things where it's health and business and health, wealth, love, and happiness. That's kind of how I go about it. Shout out to Ty Lopez. But the reality is, guys, this is really cool stuff because if you look at from month one, you can see that like things have changed along the way. So you can kind of have like this is like the basics of it all. But then from month one all the way down to month 7/8, there are some different things along the way that I've done. So as you can see here, guys, at the end of the day, you're taking the time to be self-aware of everything in your life and how to become your best version of yourself. I found this from Ryan Stewman. I had a buddy of mine give me this course, and I got to see one of these trainings. I do not own the training. I've never joined Apex, but I highly recommend checking it out. As soon as I feel like I'm in a place to join Apex, I think it's something I may explore. But the reality is, they have good training out there. I've got that training from them. It was one lesson I got from a buddy of mine, and it's pretty cool. All right, so at this point, we've built momentum. Now we have some tasks on the daily, weekly, and monthly basis to keep us accountable to this point. Okay, this is the portion of carrying momentum. All right, now we have to focus on carrying the momentum for long periods of time. All right, this is really, really cool. So I got this training actually from Ashton Shanks. This guy is killer in paid ads. I don't really talk about much about people who have helped me out, but like people who I look up to and appreciate, I've seen them crush it. They've managed over, I think, $1 billion in ad spend. I've only managed $36 million in ad spend. That's a lot, but there's always levels to it, right? And I watched one of his trainings. It was talking about how to become a better media buyer. And the reality is, guys, you have to manage stress and make good decisions. So while you're building a business, you kind of have to apply that same thing, managing stress and making good decisions. And the simple practice I want to give you all, this is the third piece, is spending 45 minutes alone away from technology. All right. And when you're away from technology and you're away, you're going to be away from your environment. You're going to be away from everyone. You're going to be completely unreachable. Let your wife know, husband know, your job know that you're going to be completely unreachable for 45 minutes because you're going to focus on solving two problems during these 45 minutes. How you're going to solve these two problems in 45 minutes is writing on a piece of paper and having a T chart. You know, it could be for business. It can be both for business, just depending on what you have going on in your life. But with business and your life, you can focus on solving two problems, and it'll help you become more self-aware and help you manage stress so you can last longer, carrying the momentum for long periods of time while being self-aware and learning to learn, adapt, execute, overcome. So recap, 3 things. You have to, first and foremost, build a plan for your health, your wealth, your love, and your happiness. Okay. And build in pillars. Don't go too crazy into that portion. All right. The second point is you need to have your daily, weekly, monthly tasks to hold you accountable to your overall plan to becoming your best self. And then as you're going through the daily grind, you have to take the time to take 45 minutes at least to yourself to solve 2 problems while being completely undisturbed and away from technology. All right. So hopefully this video helped you all not just build momentum, but carry momentum in the long term. So I hope you all appreciate it. Learn, adapt, execute, overcome, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks.